along to our first session here on Fooltime. I want to send a shout out, of course, going out to our sponsors, Race Craig Motors. They are down there on Grey Street. We welcome, first of all, our man, Mr. Ra Walker, joins us. Morning, bro.
Yeah, good morning, Keithy. Morning, boys. Hey, before we get into Keithy, a late birthday shout out to my nephew, Mitre Walker. He celebrated his 16th birthday a couple of days ago. I forgot all about it. How's that? You know, Uncle works on the radio and tends to forget things every now and then, so happy birthday to my nephew. But no, beautiful day here in Gizzy, Keithy. Hopefully the weather stays. Hasn't been too cold lately, so touch wood that I haven't put the kibosh and we start getting that bad weather from down south.
I happen to agree with you, Ra Walker. You do tend to forget things a little bit more often nowadays. I'm surprised you even remembered to call in this morning. So,
well, no, I just finished a nice warm shower and I was going to make a cup and I thought, I got to call that motley crew somewhere, somehow. So I thought, no. And I thought I'd better because the boys had a win, but we'll talk about that on the show.
Now, joining us also up there in Paidal from Ngā Iwi FM, we have our man, Reno Wilkinson. Morena, bro.
Morena. Sound like we already started. Put the boot in this morning to run. We're already starting. Hey, always good to be on the show Saturday. Enjoy yourself out there, and it's looking a bit cloudy up our way. Blue sky sneaking through, and bring on a big weekend of sport.
Joining us also this morning from over there in Australia, we say a big g'day, mate, to our man JT, Jason Tawhiwhirangi. Morena, bro.
Yeah, g'day fellas from the beautiful Gold Coast. 14 degrees here at the moment. It's 6:42 a.m. heading for a high of around 22, 23. So as soon as that gets here, I'll go outside and get some sun on the bod.
Indeed, there, JT. Wow. So we've got everyone up on deck this morning. Wonderful to have you all joining us. Let's start off, I guess, because I tell you what, the NRL is getting closer and closer, and I guess the excitement's kind of building and building each and every week as we get closer and closer to the playoffs, JT?
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a graphic on one of the Fox Sports shows the other night, so you can pretty much put a pencil around every team down as far as Parramatta will definitely play finals, which leaves spot 7 available. So you've got the Panthers, the Broncos, the Sharks, the Tigers, the Warriors, and maybe the Knights mathematically with a chance. You can pretty much put a pencil. The Cowboys, Dragons, Bulldogs, and Titans. So basically 5 spots into 2. So interesting times ahead, and made it even more interesting by a couple of results already this weekend with the Warriors getting a good, fair to say, an upset win against Manly, and also the Panthers probably an upset win too against Cronulla. Well,
let's start off with game 1, of course, which happened the other night. Was it Thursday night? Hey, that certainly was an interesting game. The Broncos and the Cowboys?
Yeah, totally. Mate, we talked about it off here about the refereeing and the officiating. It's just getting a bit too... the word for it, too anal, mate. There was a try there denied to the Cowboys because the Broncos player was slightly, I can't even say the word. What's the word? Minimally.
Minimalistic,
Is that a word?
Minimalistic.
I guess it's barely impeded. Yeah.
Yeah, minimally tackle, and mate, he just got brushed off straight up. So, I know there's rules and all that, but it's just getting a bit too anal for my liking, and losing the feel of the game. That should have been a try. There's another one in the Cronulla game, which I think should have been a try too, when Brett Morris sort of looked like he double movement, but he was, because someone had their hand on, but barely had their hand on his ankle, was denied. So, yeah, unlucky for the Cowboys. They probably deserved to win that one, and the Broncos, I guess a bit of youthful exuberance got them across the line in the end there, but controversy.
I think it was last year, JT? I think it was last year. You were talking, especially at the beginning of last year's NRL season, you were talking about, the referees, and I think we all were in a way, and it's just gotten, like you said, it's just gotten too much now, isn't it? And it's sad because for me it feels like the NRL referees are catching up to the Super Rugby referees, if not trying to surpass them or something, man.
Yeah, I think a good game is in either code or in any sport is one where the referee, you don't remember too much of his input.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
And unfortunately, last week with the Warriors, and pretty much every week there's been something contentious, which is, the referees have done and awarded a dubious decision. It just continues on and on. I mean, if we go back to last year, near the start of the season, mate, it was an absolute joke, and the referees are getting, from every quarter. And then they sort of tapered off a bit. There was new interpretations brought in, new edicts from the NRL, so they sort of ran towards the end of the year under the radar, so to speak. And this year started off fine, but just in the last, probably the last month or so, it's turned on. Hang on, the referees aren't getting enough press. Let's make some dodgy calls. But, yeah, mate.
Does seem like that, eh?
Yeah. Warriors, and they got the win, so yeah.
What do you reckon? I mean, the refereeing. We'll start off with the first game, Cowboys Broncos. What did you reckon, Reno?
Yeah, win for the Bronx. Good, mate. They carry on. They keep their season alive.
But what about the refereeing decisions? Some of the refereeing decisions, at least in some of these games there, Reno?
Yeah, well, it's what it is at the moment. I suppose you just have to get used to it. You don't know what kind of ref you're going to get week in and week out now. So I'm pretty well wiped it out of the game now, to be honest with you. Right. It's just ho-ha talking about it, getting into it, because next week will come along and something outrageous will happen. So it's what it is. I reckon it's going to have an effect on the business end of it. We spoke about it last year. You guys are right. And it damaged one of the teams going into the finals, and the coaches will get up and down about it. But it's just what it is. We just got to carry on with it. Unfortunately, it sucks. But, yeah, I hate some of the decisions and some of the things they don't pick up in it. And when you think with so much money injected into this and how many refs you have on the field, most of the time it can be a bloody joke. But you just got to deal with it and carry on.
What did you reckon of the Warriors game then, Reno?
Yeah, well, a win is a win too there, mate. You know, did the hard, horrible conditions. They done it for the fans finally. They were heading into a record last night. If they'd lost at home as well, would have been a new record for the Warriors franchise. So, yeah, very lucky when once Adam Blair went off. Look, he could open the door for the Sea Eagles. Little Jazz got the try there as well, but young Chance, Chanel, was the player for me. Some of those shots he done, and yeah, good to see the boys finally play. I think Steve Kearney needs to start kicking their tail a lot more, seems to bring a different team. What surprises me is the turnaround from last week, a week out, and see what we saw last. So everyone's asking, where is it? But I know Ra's thinking of one word too in his mind. It's consistency. Look, they got the Roosters next week, and that's not going to be any easier as well. So, they deserved to win. Hung in there at the end, and get the 2 points, move on to your next one.
What did you reckon of that game, Ra?
Yeah, well, really hit the nail on the head for me. I mean, inconsistency, it's the life and times of the Warriors saga. They lose the weekend before, and then they win this time around. So, if they can just find some momentum and keep on those winning ways, I'm sure they'll settle down a lot of biased and parochial fans such as myself, to keep sort of backing them. But look, I suppose we'll take it. But I watched that game with a lot of intrepidation because, they always tend to get our hopes up high, and then next weekend, I suppose they'll capitulate to a lesser side. But it just goes to show that, it's what we've always known about the boys from a fan and supporters point of view, is that they can do the hard yards and they can secure those victories, even though they've been, far and few between. If we can just sort of keep them on that safe wavelength, which is easier said than done. I mean, Kearney, he blew the heck out of them in the last match, and maybe that worked, or maybe the opposition just didn't cut the mustard this weekend around. But whatever it is, winning more than losing will definitely silence pundits and naysayers such as yourself.
Now, I don't get what's up with you two, Reno and Ra. The Warriors dominated that game. They absolutely dominated that game. It was 16-0 with about 13 minutes to go. So they were absolute in domination mode, which is something unbelievable.
What was the final score? I mean, it wasn't as sort of a blowout as you're kind of alluding to, like, they were way ahead. They let the opposition come back, and that's what we worry about, and they're quite concerned because, I mean, it could have as easily have gone the other way. Then we'd be talking about this in a different vein of light. So, it's one of those things with footy, I suppose. But with the Warriors, it seems to happen season in, season out. I call it maybe the All Black kind of mentality. We're just so used to a team winning at the top level that we expect it from all our teams who compete, in international competition of sorts. So, yeah, don't know what it is.
Oh, well, I don't know what it is either, but I'll tell you what, I was sickened when I saw, and I'm not a big Adam Blair fan. In fact, I'd prefer him off the field than on it. But when he got sent off, I was just absolutely sickened. I was yelling and screaming foul and perverse words at the television when I saw him getting sent off. And it wasn't so much. Wasn't so much that, but I was yelling at Adam Blair, and then I was thinking. After the replays, I was watching those replays, and the more times I watched those replays, the more sickened I got, and I wanted to throw stuff at the television. I thought that was just an absolute trap. I don't know how to explain it. Well, I do know how to explain it, but we might get us cut off the air, so I don't want to have to explain it. But I thought that decision was absolutely pathetic. Not only was that guy had an opportunity at all to score, there is no way he was going to be able to make it into that, to score that from where he was. Yes, Adam Blair might have blocked him off a little bit, but there was no try there, mate. Well, I guess, how he gets sent off is beyond me, in my opinion anyway. What do you reckon, Reno?
Yeah, well, Blake Green summed it up, and some of his words got hit across the broadcast. For that, he wasn't happy at all, and he blew up. He doesn't blow up much, but it's been a whole lot of weeks of the referee contention around the Warriors franchise, and he said, well, you might as well kick us out of the whole competition.
Yeah.
Because, you're right, it is a bit of a joke when he gets sent off. Yet worthy of a penalty. I don't know if the guy would have got a try. It would have blown up big time, made the headlines if it was a penalty try.
Yeah.
The scoreline might have showed something different at the end of it. But Adam Blair, mate, he's a shocker.
No, he is.
I told you when we
purchased
him, I said, here we go.
No,
because he does stupid things. He's been renowned to do stupid things. I'm surprised the penalty count on Adam Blair wasn't a lot higher, because you can get quite interested around some of the tackle area. But anyway, no surprise. I'm like you, Keithy. You don't have a beep button on your board, so we can't throw out the proverbial words we want to say. Because I was frustrated when I saw that happen, and I saw the Manly team come back, and I thought I can see the headline already.
Well, I knew that's what. Yeah, I knew that they were going to come back with it. Once Adam Blair went off. I knew that they were going to, make a huge comeback. You would have seen that. That happened. That sin binning of Adam Blair, AJT. What did you reckon of it?
Well, I could hear you screaming and cussing and cursing from here. I on the coffee table. What's going on here? Unfortunately, we think about it off here. Like some players just have that stigma about them, and I think it tends to lean towards a bit of prejudice against them whenever they
true.
The law, of the law and convergence.
Yeah.
Andrew Fafita, perhaps it could be enough. But to be fair, mate, Adam Blair has been a bit of a dickhead lately, and I don't think he's been the player he was since he left Melbourne. At Tigers, he was average.
Yep.
At Bronco, he was sort of okay, and at the Warriors, I think he's just getting in the way and giving away too many penalties, too stupid plays. I don't know what it is. He thinks he's trying to be the man or what, but mate, just play the game. You've got some good ball skills. He was normally a good defender, or used to be a good defender, and I just think ever since he sort of came out and he was the Kiwi captain for that dreadful World Cup campaign, with the Tongans and particularly Jason Taumalolo, and then when we played Tonga, our man went missing.
Agreed. Like I said, I'm not a fan.
Totally agree.
Yep, not a fan at all of Adam Blair. I was certainly in his Melbourne days, but not a fan of Adam Blair. Wish he was actually more on the sideline. It's just sad that the referee decided to send him on the sideline rather than the coach, in my opinion. Reno?
Yeah, it is, and hey, you take a look at some of the players that have come back into the team as well. A couple of young guys. Pompey got brought in there as well. They're playing not too bad, some of these young guys. You take a look at Gerard Beale in the middle there, and they're going all right. Ken Mamalo's making his yards, or RTS is going hard out, and they seem to be doing all right last night. When you took a look, I'll be honest with you, I saw the teams come up on the front of the TV screen. I looked at that Manly team and said, holy hell, look at that.
Yeah.
Origin stars and big names in this. Okay,